If you feel stress and anxiety, if you feel overwhelmed throughout the day, if you're overworked or maybe you overtrain, let's go ahead and look at one of the foundations of our health, the cornerstone of your health. It's directly connected to your nervous system, letting you know if you are in fight or flight, our sympathetic nervous system, or our parasympathetic nervous system, rest, digest, restore. Both are important, but a lot of times we'll see people who are just entirely in that sympathetic nervous system, chronic stress, chronic overtraining, chronic overworking, overeating, over-breathing, all the things. And so we want to look at our breathing as one of those inside-out approaches to stress management. So right now, let's do a quick assessment on you, specifically, the other person on the other side of the screen. I want you to take a deep breath, because that's what they tell you to do when you're stressed, right? Take a deep breath. Go ahead and try that. Take a deep breath, a big inhale and a big exhale, and that's what people tell you to do when you're stressed. So when you took that deep breath, your deep breath, and if you haven't, go ahead and do it real quick. What happened? Did you rise up and fall down? Okay? Did you have that lengthening and then that lowering? Did you suck in on the inhale and exhale, release down? If you fall into that pattern, which usually in my workshops I see 80 to 90% of people are falling into this stressed breathing pattern, then that would be what we call reverse or paradoxical breathing. Okay, and that's going to create more stress in the body. So if you just learn one thing today, instead of taking a deep breath, I want you to breathe low and slow. Instead of, imagine if a car came through this video right now and was about to hit me, what would I do? I would go, right? That's a stressed response. Our diaphragm, this muscle, our breathing muscle, moves up, which is in the reverse pattern that it needs to breathe or move when we inhale. So when we inhale, we want the diaphragm to flatten out and move down, which it spans our ribs all the way around 360 degrees. And it spans our belly a little bit. It stretches the pelvic floor. And guys, you have a pelvic floor too. And it stretches the low back. So on inhale, I want you to imagine you're getting that big expansion. Instead of going there for your big inhale, I want you to go out horizontally. Instead of going up, let's go out and use our diaphragm muscle, not our neck and our shoulders, to breathe. So these are accessory breathing muscles. Yes, you will use them a little bit when you breathe, but the primary breathing muscle, the diaphragm, is what we want to use for optimal breathing. If you haven't breathed in this way ever, if you're used to breathing here or breathing out of your mouth, in and out of your mouth, which is going to get you too much oxygen in, over breathing, then you want to move to a nasal breathing pattern. You want to start to breathe lower and slower. Inhaling, expanding, 360 degrees. Exhale, naturally conditioning the core and the pelvic floor on the way in. So everything draws in and up on the exhale, and everything draws or expands out on the inhale. Breathing mechanics is what we're learning right now. So that's your biomechanics of your respiratory system. So many people have gotten this wrong. It's like my passion in life to re-educate people on their breathing. And when it really does matter is when we get into exercise, lifting, what we call pressure management. There's a lot more to this breath work. But I think the best place for people to start is with the breathing pattern. Like if you're not getting that right, you're gonna have a lot of stress. You're gonna overuse these accessory breathing muscles. You'll probably have a tight back because you're drawing in on the inhale versus expanding out on the inhale. You have a paradoxical reverse breathing pattern. And imagine if you're breathing 20 to 25,000 times a day in a suboptimal breathing pattern, how that can have an effect on every system, every function within your body. Your respiratory system obviously won't be moving right. Your pelvic floor, your core, your low back, your neck, your shoulders, so your musculatory system, but also internally, digestion, your cardiovascular system, our hormones, it's connected to the nervous system. So if we are breathing, breathing rate is too fast, we're breathing in the reverse breathing pattern, we're sending that signal of stress and anxiety to the body. You are activating sympathetic nervous system response. If you're on a screen, there's been research. It's called screen or email apnea. What we have seen is that 80 to 85% of people who are in front of a screen change their breathing pattern. Whether you're watching Netflix or a movie leisurely on your phone scrolling, or you're actually emailing or actually working or focused on something, we're seeing that breathing pattern change in concert with technology. So this is an issue. This is, I think, why we are seeing more stress and anxiety, is that the foundation of our health, without breath, there is no life. The foundation of our breathing, our respiratory system is off. It's off balance. All right. And that's going to have a huge impact on your energy, on your sympathetic and parasympathetic, nervous system modulation is what I call it. We are actually modulating our nervous system throughout the day.